So just a little bit of an exciting development and to share with you what I'm doing, why I'm doing this, and then, of course, if there's any questions, that's why I'm here. This is a new platform for me, the HAPS app. I have heard about Periscope earlier from a friend who basically shares people with their daily life events, and people from around the world get to follow. So if you're new to this concept, you don't know what it is, so am I. I just want to share that it's basically a very cool way to just get a glimpse into a view into somebody else's point of view, somebody else's daily life. It can be interesting things, and I didn't really think that there's a place for me to do that because I'm so invested in so many different social media platforms, even if it's just a little bit. Like, I'm not so active on Twitter, but I have had some very interesting things happen in Twitter. Facebook is where I'm most operational. Facebook and Instagram, both of them are Museum Tours IL. The names have changed over time. And then there is my TikTok account, which I closed because it's too much, and there's all other reasons why I closed the TikTok account. And there's also LinkedIn, which is a professional platform. So Facebook and Instagram, I wish Instagram would actually broadcast, but we're broadcasting on Facebook and also on my YouTube. So this is hopefully going to link to all of that. So that's just the technical stuff. And on HAPS, which is basically I guess, replacing Periscope, even though I've heard from Periscope users that it's a little different, it's not the same. This is a great way because I just realized, I'm just walking down the street. And when I walk down the street with my friend, I always pointing out stuff. And he's like, nah, you don't have to give me a history lesson. I just want to walk down the street. I'm like, you know what? If I have this desire to share all these cool factoids about history and stuff like that, so why not just, when I walk around, I just talk to the camera, and people will just eventually listen in because it's just an interesting place and there's lots of fun stuff. So that's the background. So here I am on Snapchat Israel. That's what I decided to call it because it's beyond just museum tours. In other words, Museum Tours IL is good for my museum tours, but I'm doing a lot more than that today. I'm doing virtual tours and I'm doing all kinds of things, but it somehow is all centered around the museum. But this is something different. It's something new. And I think I'm going to actually do some things on my site that have to do with Israel Snapshot as an option for these virtual tours that are specific to just Israel all over the place, general crowd, and so on. So I'm excited to share with you today. So a couple things are coming up. Number one, on Monday, this upcoming Monday, February 8th, at 11 p.m. Israel time, so -7 for Eastern Coast, -10 for West Coast, I am doing a special collaborative free class, which is about the origins of the Hebrew alphabet. So this is of interest to people who like Hebrew, who like history, and I'm going to throw in some of my museum stuff. You're going to see how. It's going to be about 35 minutes long, maybe time for Q&A, but I'm doing this in collaboration with a friend who runs a Hebrew-speaking online course and Facebook groups and a community, and it's called SpeakingHebrew.com. SpeakingHebrew.com is such a simple and straightforward name. You wouldn't think, like, how does somebody have that domain? It's just such a brilliant name. It's just so straightforward. It's kind of like, I have museum tours. I used to be Torah Intermedia. What the heck is Torah Intermedia? I'm still trying to extricate myself, to get myself out of the Torah Intermedia Gmail accounts and domain name and all kinds of, that's just technical stuff. I already purchased the new domain, museumtours.co.il or museumtoursisrael.com, and that's where you'll find my website, and my email is just my name at that domain. But that takes time. So I would like to first of all promote that event. I am not really sure yet where to post comments, just because it's just all new to me. So let me see. This is a private comment? No. So I'm going to just post right here in the comments, which I'm assuming that you'll be able to see. Yeah, okay, it's going to load. So I'm going to post her a link to the event on Monday. The event, again, is 11 p.m. and it's going to be for about, let's say, 35 minutes. And it's basically going through the story of the Hebrew alphabet and how it connects to other languages like Aleph, Beta, Alpha, Beta in Greek, and the ABC, and the Aleph, Bet, and some other languages. They're all connected. And I, as an historian and a museum guide, I think it's just a nice way to just have something fun and light because, why not? So it's great stuff, and it's really there to promote Hebrew learning online and the interest in Hebrew learning. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this. So what I'd like to do is to let you know about the speakinghebrew.com. So I'm going to put the link there in the comments. And there is also a Facebook page and a Facebook community. Right now, I can't really pull the link. I don't know what happens if I slide off screen and try to do that. I don't want things to go bad, but there actually is a Facebook community, which is people who just get together and practice their Hebrew, and there's different levels and different languages. And I'm not a Hebrew teacher. I'm a Hebrew speaker. So for me, I don't know how to teach Hebrew. Actually, I tried that for a little bit of time just because they needed a filler. They needed a teacher who would do that, and it was not one of my fun things. I said, I hate teaching Hebrew. But I've seen this teacher. She is Ellie G. She is really, really good, and she has a hack. Like, she hacked the system and figured out why it's so hard for people to learn Hebrew, and she found a new way to do it. And so I'm highly recommending checking it out. So if you're joining this because you're one of my followers and you want to see something fun, something light, something different. It's actually a small sample of an entire workshop that I do, which has to do with the Hebrew alphabet. It's an activity that I do for kids, for adults. I've done it in summer camps. I've done it as a session for parents and adults on the Chidon Tanakh, the National Bible Contest in the United States 3 years ago, I think. So I've done it quite a bit, and it's a lot of fun, and it ties into archaeology, because when you learn how to read ancient Hebrew, you can read archaeological artifacts. So that's something fun you can find out about, and I write more about that on my site, museumtours.co.il. But this event is going to be a teaser, a taste of that, so it sort of broaden your appreciation of the alphabet. So from there, I'm just going to recommend that you check out Hebrew. Like, if you know people are trying to learn Hebrew, if you're trying to learn Hebrew, I'm really recommending checking out LEG's awesome Hebrew speaking Facebook group, Awesome Hebrew Learners Facebook group, and Speaking Hebrew Facebook page, and the website speakinghebrew.com, because it's not what you're thinking about. It's not like another Ulpan, another online this. There's a lot of those. They're actually advertising quite aggressively. I'm getting targeted by them, perhaps because of this collaboration, but I really think it's something different. You should really check it out. It's really something else. So that's the first event I'm going to talk about, which is the upcoming Awesome Hebrew alphabet class on Monday, 11 p.m. The next things that are coming up next week is on February 10 and February 18, actually. I have a monthly Mystery Museum tour. So monthly Mystery Museum tour is an idea that I had, which enables me to share with you exciting museums that I've been to or I've studied about. I don't necessarily have to have been to all of them, but I tried to make it that museums that I've been to. So this is an opportunity to delve into a museum without any necessary context. In other words, now I'm doing this series of Purim, pre-Purim tours, which relates to the Persian Empire. I think that I went offline for a few seconds. Yes, I went offline. Maybe my cable moved. I don't know. So let's just continue where we left off. So I have Jewish holiday related tours, and that's very engaging for the Jewish community, but that's not all there is. And I have a general crowd that I deal with, and there's other museums I've been to that aren't necessarily related to Jewish history. They're just great museums. So I love sharing about that stuff. And I've always tried to find out, so how can I share about these museums I've been to? Now I have a way. It's just the monthly Mystery Museum tour. So it's not a mystery of the month, which is kind of what it sounds like. And who knows, maybe I'll come up with something like that. But this is just a monthly Mystery Museum tour. You don't know what the museum is going to be. It's like I had a friend who had this thing called Mystery Tour, where they just, you pack your bags, you explain your level of risk, kind of like the stock market. You know, we'll find something for you, just tell us what your level of risk is. So it's like an investment like that. You talk to your broker, so you talk to your travel agent, and they just pack your bag. This is what you need, and you don't know where you're going, and you're just going on an adventure. I think it was called Mystery World. I don't remember what it was called, but I definitely thought about that when I was planning this monthly Mystery Museum tour. So you can definitely look that out. I'm going to link to my website in the description here, Museum Tours. And under virtual tours, you'll see my my page, which has that option for Mystery Museum Tour, even though I have to fill in some of the text. But if you check the upcoming tours, let me add that. Upcoming, you'll be able to see when the next one is, and that's on February 10th next week. And I'm having one in Hebrew and one in English. So stay tuned for that. And it's always recorded, and you can, on the website, you will soon have the option to just rent the video for 72 hours and watch it there for the same price. So if you're there live, you have the advantage of the Q&A. If you're there later, then you can still watch it. It just it takes a little bit of time for me to edit it and to upload it. But I'm working on that. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you, that there's these upcoming events online and upcoming collaborations. And the point is that I'm collaborating with other entrepreneurs who are out there and really sharing their excitement and their personality and their knowledge with the world, and encouraging you to look them up. I was very fortunate to really make a lot of progress and meet a lot of new people through collaborations where people just brought me on their show. So I'm being brought on their show, and that's really a platform for me to also promote them on my platforms, which is what I'm doing. So that's Speaking Hebrew. I was just on a broadcast yesterday on Zev Zone Media. There's going to be links to that too as well. So it was a very fun podcast, a Zev Media podcast. What did he call it? I'm embarrassed. I forgot what it was called. Something like The Zone. But it's a podcast which a lot of educators follow. And I was also telling my personal story, what I do a little bit, so more of that there. So that's that. Now, on your end, just tell me what you want to hear about, what you want to know about more. What kind of tours interest you? What would you like to see? I'm always here for you, so always you post questions in the comments. Reach out to me. You can reach out to me here. You can reach out to me on any platform you're seeing this. That's it. So I'm going to say have a nice day for now. I have to get ready for my Arabic class. So I'm going to end this podcast and say to you, Sabbat Shalom.